Walk into a modern American sheep farm, and the first thing you notice is the difference from the old image of dusty barns and endless manual labor. Here, everything operates with purpose. Sensors track sheep, automatic feeders dispense precisely measured nutrition, and farmers track health data from tablets instead of chasing sheep in the fields. This is the new face of sheep farming in the United States. Faster, cleaner, safer, and powered by technology. Across the country, sheep operations are quietly transforming into high-performance systems that look more like advanced production centers than traditional farms. Every stage of the process is optimized. Barn temperature, feed intake, weight gain, fleece thickness, even stress levels. There's no guesswork. Data is constantly flowing, helping farmers make better decisions and care for each animal better than ever before. On this journey, we'll walk through the entire cycle from the smart barns where sheep are raised, to the precision tools used to shear the wool, to the automated sorting lanes that manage hundreds of animals with minimal human contact. Then we'll dive into the heart of the operation, the slaughter and processing lines built to meet strict U.S. food safety standards. And finally, we'll follow how wool becomes a premium fiber used in carpets, clothing, and home insulation across the United States. This is modern livestock production, where tradition meets innovation and every detail is designed for efficiency and humaneness. Before we continue, let me know your opinion. Do you think this high-tech method makes sheep farming better? If you answered yes, please mark 1. If you are still unsure, please comment 0. And if you'd like to discover how agricultural industries really work, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to follow more interesting things. Walking deeper into a typical American sheep farm, the rhythm of daily work becomes clear. Most farms, whether mid-sized or large, run on a simple but efficient routine built from practical tools rather than futuristic systems. Feed is delivered using bulk hoppers and automatic troughs that refill at set intervals, ensuring the flock always has access to fresh hay and grain. Instead of high-tech robots, farmers rely on time dispensers and well-planned feeding routes to keep the herd on a steady diet. Each animal is tagged with a basic ID or an RFID ear tag. Nothing fancy, but enough to help track weight checks, vaccinations, and breeding records. Farmers use handheld scanners when moving sheep through handling alleys, allowing them to quickly update information without slowing the workflow. It's a straightforward system that saves time, especially in farms managing several hundred head. The housing areas are designed for durability more than aesthetics. Large open sheds provide shade in the summer and protection from wind during colder months. Bedding is usually straw or wood shavings, replaced as needed to keep animals dry and reduce the risk of hoof problems. Clean waterers run along the pens, and farmers check them daily to make sure they aren't clogged, a simple habit that prevents dehydration issues. Movement across the farm follows a predictable pattern. Sheep are guided through fenced lanes to feeding zones in the morning, then to open pastures where they can graze for several hours. In many U.S. farms, rotational grazing is common. Once a pasture is eaten down, the flock is moved to the next section so the grass can recover. This practice helps maintain land health and provides sheep with a natural, low-stress environment. Health checks happen in small batches. Farmers bring sheep into a narrow handling race where they can check hooves, administer dewormers, or record weights using a scale platform. These handling sessions are quick and efficient, reducing stress on both animals and people. This practical, hands-on approach is what keeps most American sheep operations running smoothly. It blends simple tools, good planning, and daily observation, forming the backbone of a system that supports both animal welfare and the farm's productivity. Shearing day is one of the most important tasks on any American sheep farm, and while it still relies heavily on skilled workers, today's operations are far more organized than they were years ago. Most farms hire traveling shearing crews that arrive with professional gear, giving the process a fast and consistent rhythm. Shearing usually takes place in a clean shed equipped with strong lighting and non-slip flooring. Before the work begins, sheep are gathered into small holding pens and guided gently toward the shearing area. The handling is calm and steady, reducing stress and helping keep the flock under control. A relaxed sheep not only moves less but also produces cleaner, safer cuts for the person shearing it. Modern electric clippers have replaced older manual blades. These tools are lighter, smoother, and designed to follow the body's shape with minimal pressure. A trained shearer can remove a full fleece in about 2 minutes, sometimes less, depending on the size of the sheep and the thickness of the wool. The goal isn't rushing, it's making long, even passes that avoid nicks and bruises. Good shearers take pride in precision, and their skill directly affects the value of the wool. Once the fleece comes off, it's laid onto a skirting table where workers shake out debris, remove stained or coarse edges, and sort the wool into grades. This quick separation matters because high-quality wool from the shoulders and sides often sells at a better price than the coarser belly wool. Sorting early keeps the whole batch cleaner and more consistent for mills that will process it later. Shearing also gives farmers a clear chance to check the sheep's skin, body condition, and any signs of parasites that may have been hidden under the fleece. Issues are noted immediately so the animal can be treated after the session. With efficient teams, good equipment, and a steady workflow, a large flock can be shorn in a single day. The process may still be physical, but modern organization and practical tools make shearing safer, faster, and essential for maintaining the health and comfort of the entire flock. Inside a modern U.S. lamb processing plant, the entire operation is built around speed, hygiene, and compliance with federal food safety rules. Sheep arrive in covered holding pens where they rest briefly with access to water. Keeping animals calm at this stage helps improve both welfare and final meat quality. The process begins with humane stunning, which renders each lamb unconscious before further handling. This step is legally required and ensures the animal feels no pain. Once stunned, workers perform the bleeding step by cutting the main vessels so the carcass can drain completely. Proper bleeding is essential for maintaining color, texture, and safety. The carcass is then lifted onto an overhead rail that moves it through the facility. The first major station is hide removal. Workers use mechanical assist to help peel the hide cleanly without contaminating the meat surface. The head and lower legs are also removed during this step, and the hide is sent for separate processing. Next comes evisceration. Skilled staff open the carcass and remove internal organs in a controlled sequence. Edible organs, heart, liver, kidneys, are saved and inspected. Non-edible material goes to rendering, where it becomes fertilizer or other byproducts. A USDA inspector reviews every carcass, checking for defects or contamination. Nothing continues unless it meets inspection standards. After inspection, the carcass enters a washing cabinet where high-pressure water removes remaining debris. From here, it moves to the chilling room. Rapid cooling is crucial because it slows bacterial growth and firms the meat for cutting. Most carcasses remain in chill for several hours before fabrication. Once properly chilled, the lamb is ready for cutting. Automated saws and trained butchers divide it into primary sections: legs, ribs, shoulders, and loins. These cuts are then trimmed, portioned, vacuum sealed, and labeled with traceability codes. Finished boxes are moved into cold storage until they are shipped to supermarkets, restaurants, and distributors. The entire system is designed to minimize contamination, maintain consistency, and ensure every cut leaving the plant meets strict American food safety expectations. After shearing and slaughter processing, the U.S. sheep industry splits into two important production lines: converting raw wool into usable fiber and preparing lamb cuts for distribution. Each follows a practical, well-structured workflow built around quality and consistency. Wool processing starts when fleeces reach the grading table. Workers separate them based on cleanliness, length, and fiber quality, grouping finer wool away from coarser parts. This early sorting helps mills pay accurate prices and ensures uniform batches. The wool then enters the scouring line, where warm water and mild detergents remove dirt, sweat salts, and natural oils. Several rinse cycles follow, and the clean wool is dried thoroughly to prevent moisture damage during storage. Next, the wool moves to carding. Large drum carders comb and align the fibers into soft sheets while removing remaining debris. For finer products, the fibers may also pass through combing machines, which straighten them even more before spinning. Some mills dye the wool at this stage, while others keep it natural. Once spun into yarn, the fiber is ready for weaving, knitting, or tufting. in the US. Much of the stronger, coarser wool ultimately becomes carpet, upholstery fabric, or insulation rather than clothing. On the meat side, packaging runs in a chilled processing room. After primals are cut, butchers trim excess fat and bone fragments before portioning chops, roasts, and stew cuts to meet customer specifications. Each piece is vacuum sealed to maintain freshness and extend shelf life. Labels list essential information: cut type, weight, plant code, and traceability numbers required by federal regulations. Packaged cuts are boxed and stored in cold rooms until they are loaded onto refrigerated trucks. From there, the meat moves to supermarkets, restaurant distributors, and export centers across the country. Together, these two workflows highlight how American sheep products, both wool and meat, are handled with careful, straightforward systems designed to protect quality from farm to market. From the first moments inside a quiet pasture to the final boxes leaving a refrigerated warehouse, the journey of the American sheep industry shows how much coordination is behind every pound of meat and wool. What appears simple from the outside is, in reality, a structured chain that moves through farms, shearing sheds, processing floors, and manufacturing lines. Each step, feeding, shearing, sorting, slaughtering, and packaging, is handled by workers who follow clear standards to keep products safe and consistent. What stands out across this system is how practical it remains. Most American sheep farms rely on proven methods: organized feeding routines, safe handling alleys, experienced shearers, and regulated plants that meet federal rules. The goal is steady production, low stress for the animals, and minimal waste, not flashy technology. It's a balance between traditional livestock care and modern expectations for quality and food safety. Wool processing reflects this balance well. A fleece removed in minutes can travel through washing tanks, carding drums, spinning frames, and tufting machines before becoming insulation, carpet, or fabric. Meanwhile, the meat that reaches supermarkets goes through multiple inspections to ensure purity and traceability. In the end, the U.S. sheep industry proves that agriculture can modernize without losing its roots. The work is still physical and closely tied to the animals, but systems are clearer, safer, and more efficient than they were decades ago. As we wrap up this journey, it's worth acknowledging the people behind it: farmers watching their flocks, shearers traveling from ranch to ranch, and workers in processing plants doing detailed, demanding jobs. Together, they keep an old industry steady and ready to serve homes, restaurants, and manufacturers across the country.